he let that big ass dude come in there and bully Marco, and MJ sat there like a victim. He sat there like an abuse victim. A part of me started to feel like, is he attracted to Marco? Because why does he keep touching on Marco's chest, feeling on his boobs and stuff? I was like, this is weird. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. So we are here for another episode of Sisterly Sentiments. Now, I just want to talk about something, and honestly, this is what this channel is all about. Just like having conversations about things that I saw. If anyone follows MJ Harris, comment down below. I love me some Malcolm, love him. I've been watching him for years. I had stopped watching him, and I probably have seen maybe 4 or 5 of his videos in the past 3 years, because he had the little thing with the boyfriend. I feel like it was staged. I think it was, they were shooting a pilot, and that was his thing. And then he had to break up. He became a meme with the cry face. It was kind of cool, but I didn't really like the energy between them. The dude wasn't a great actor. Come to find out, he was a porno star, but he wasn't like mainstream actor. So I don't think he was a great actor. Like I said, stopped watching MJ for a while. Just watched here and there. Was no real reason why. Just energy wise, I just didn't feel like clicking. I just fell off. So I saw maybe 2 videos with his nephew Marco, and he, from what I heard, from what I think I caught, he took Marco in. Marco staying with him. It's his nephew, but it's like his son, because he's his guardian. He's raising him, at this point on. He's a teenager. So if y'all know who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, comment down below. But after all these months, I keep seeing these videos. Marco got a car. Marco got a girl pregnant. I was like, yeah, it's probably a prank. Marco is getting a $200,000 car, or I gave Marco $20,000. I don't know, a whole bunch of titles. I hadn't clicked on any of them. Didn't watch any of them because it's really not my area. But then I saw a title, and it was Marco's going to meet MJ's new man, and I was like, oh, okay, so he's got a new man. But I was like, I remember he said after the situation with that dude, I think his name was Corey, I'm almost certain his name was Corey. After the situation with Corey, MJ said he wasn't introducing his men. If he doesn't have a ring, you will not be meeting his partner. Simple as that. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So I was like, let me click on this and watch it. Clicked on the video, and I'm gonna just break this down. Due to like copyright issues and whatnot, and I don't want no smoke, I'm not gonna play the video here, but y'all can go check it out on his channel if you haven't. But I'm sure y'all already saw it, because like, who hasn't seen it? Who doesn't follow him? But anyway, so first things first, his nephew Marco is protective of MJ, and I get it, because MJ he's making very good money. He's famous. I would say he's definitely an influencer. He has a public face. He's in the public eye. So you have to be careful about who you interact with, who you bring into your circle, because they may be trying to get put on. They may act like they're into you, but we all know the game. So I'm not even going to get into that conversation. Marco meets the guy, and he was like, what's up, nephew, or little nephew, something. And Marco said, what's up, little bro. Marco was being disrespectful from the gate. Had MJ practiced what he preached, I kind of feel like he would have checked that from the gate. Hey, Marco, calm down. Just give him a little nudge, and that would have been it. But after Marco said, hey, little bro, it was like that grown-ass man that was supposed to be there to meet Marco got super aggressive, and this is why it came off as staged to me, because he was over the top. He was doing way too much. Malcolm was just sitting there allowing him to do that. And if you follow MJ, then you know that all he talks about is about, everything is about finding your inner you and finding your inner voice, and not allowing situations like that to go down. Now, had that man been talking to just MJ like that, I'd have been like, oh, okay, this is a little uncomfortable. But he's talking to his child/nephew. So you allowing a man who's supposed to be meeting your son for the first time to get all up in his face, keep touching on his chest, pushing him, kind of trying to sun him into submission. And I was like, okay, are we in like a jailhouse? What is this, like the jail courtyard type situation? Or are we like introducing someone who we're interested in to the people that we love? This dude, he was so immature. And then a part of me, I was so uncomfortable watching. I was like, okay, this has got to be staged, because this is just ridiculous. A part of me started to feel like, Is he attracted to Marco? Because why does he keep touching on Marco's chest, feeling on his boobs and stuff? I was like, this is weird. He getting all close to Marco's face. Marco is a child. MJ just standing there with his arms folded, and you can tell he was caught off guard if it wasn't staged. But as a parent, I don't give a damn how caught off guard you are. As soon as he stepped up in Marco's face, hold on, wait a minute. That's when you take your new, quote unquote, new boo to the side and you say, listen, you're grown. What is going on? I know my nephew, he was a little bit, over the top when he called you little bro. But that's all he did. Where is the hostility coming from? What is going on? If this man is unable to control himself, he talking fast and, slapping his chest and, little bro and little son, I've been your age. I was like, is this scripted? Then he had nerve to say, I didn't, because Marco said, where did y'all meet? How did you hear about my uncle? How, are you just trying to get with him to get your face seen? So the dude was like, I don't follow your uncle. I'm not into social media like that. I don't know him. I didn't meet MJ that way. I don't know MJ that way. I know him personally. But then when he started to get hype and he lost his cool, he goes let it slip. Oh, yeah, I saw the video of you. He mentioned like 1 or 2 videos of Marco. Something about Marco's hair. I guess he burned his hair off. I don't know because I wasn't watching. But he said, yeah, in that video, didn't you do this with your hair? Didn't you do that? Yeah, I see you. What? Hold on, sir. I thought you said that you weren't into, social media and following them. Because if you're not into following them and it's a video on Marco, you click off. That's kind of why I don't watch, because I'm not into watching kids. I have no desire to be looking at kids on YouTube. Marco is a child. Okay, so MJ is a grown man. When MJ does his talking and he's just spitting his shit and he just like, look, let's just get in here and have a conversation. That's what I'm here for. So those are the videos that I watch. Anything with Marco, I don't know. I don't know anything about Marco. I just remember MJ was talking about him before he started really putting him in his videos. MJ was like, yeah, my nephew was staying with me. I remember when they got the first house and he's like, he bought his dream house and I hated the house. I was like, what is going on? Is that an Airbnb? That is an ugly house. But then he got out of that house because it didn't seem like it was his style. And then he's in another house that has like the wooden beams, and that house looked like it was MJ style because that was my style, and that's kind of why I like MJ, because we kind of, so I was like, yeah, that's more MJ style. But I thought the other house was his dream. I was just like, you know what, this is too much, I'm confused, so I left it alone. I pulled away. But like I'm saying, for this grown man to be like, oh yeah, in that video, you lost your hair, look at your hair, da-da-da-da. So you could tell him what he's been doing in his videos. That tells me that you are an avid watcher. Maybe not an avid watcher, maybe you caught a clip here or there. But you know enough to know what this boy's got going on. And not only did you click on it and see that it was a child, you watched the whole thing. So let's go over this again. How are you not here for this man's fame? And then you come to the meeting. This is what I was like, oh, this is inappropriate. If somebody's coming to meet your child and they see you, there should be minimal body contact. And this is where the sisterly sentiment comes in. When men and women are out here and you're introducing people to your children, the main focus needs to be that your child is comfortable. You don't do crazy stuff like that in front of your kid. Now, if I'm introducing someone to my children and that person walks up to me and they hug me, hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while, missed you. It needs to be a quick hug. It can be just barely more than a church hug, but not much more, because this stranger doesn't know my children. So why would this stranger be feeling me up in front of my children? That's weird. So he walked up to MJ and he's grabbing all on MJ and, oh yeah, I missed you. I missed this body, miss seeing this. Oh, I love miss seeing all of this, and talking like, just overtly sexual. And Marco's standing there like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not even mad at Marco because I'm at home. Like, what is going on? This is disgusting. Nobody wants to see their parent getting groped and, low-key felt up and all of this from somebody who's supposed to be there to meet you. He hasn't even introduced himself to Marco. He's too busy trying to fill all over MJ in front of this boy. That's just nasty. And Malcolm ought to be ashamed of himself for allowing that to even happen. And then they get to walking and talking, and he's talking about, yeah, he missed Malcolm and he missed the things that he do. This is what you're saying in front of somebody's child? this is what you're saying. That MJ is taking care of Marco. Marco rides with MJ. That's his nephew. He loves him. So he comes first. And putting him first doesn't mean that you have to sit around here and walk around like a nun or, like a monk, like you have no feelings and no emotions, no sexual desires. That's not what this is. But right now, it's not the time for that. So when old boy walks up with the glistening chest and his boobies all out and, he got the little strap-on thing, the workout thing, Marco already was like, yo, dude, where your shirt at? Like, why are you walking around here naked? It was just weird. Like, you don't go to meet somebody's kids like that. I'm of the mind that if you're going to meet a person's kids, you need to put your best foot forward. You don't come off like you are any type of a creep. You don't come off any type of way. And I get it that Marco did disrespect him just a tad bit. He was a little hostile in the beginning, but who cares? Marco's a child. So how I would have expected that to be handled is, he came and be like, hey, nephew, or, what he should have did from the 8. Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. Your uncle told me a lot about you. After he allowed MJ to introduce them, MJ should have said, hey, Marco, this is my friend XYZ. Hey, XYZ, this is my nephew, Marco. And, hey, how you doing? That's how he should have came up. How you doing, Marco? Nice to meet you. And shut his mouth. There should have been nothing else said. MJ should have been the orator of that conversation. He should have been the orator of that whole interaction so that it never got out of hand. But I'm just so confused as to how he let this man grope him and feel him up in front of his nephew. But in the videos I've seen where MJ was talking about his nephew before he had him on screen, he was a huge advocate for not letting men come around your kids and the people, the people that you love and doing too much because it would make them look at them a certain way. And I got frustrated at the end because I was like, he let that big ass dude come in there and bully Marco, and MJ sat there like a victim. He sat there like an abuse victim. And this dude was giving off big time R. Kelly 2.0 aggressive vibes. Like, there was nothing sexy about what he was doing. It was completely out of line. And then he says, oh yeah, he's going to challenge Marco to a push-up contest. What is this? Is this a penis? What are you interested in Marco? Because the way he was kicking it was like Marco and MJ were exes. And he was meeting MJ's ex. So he had a jealous streak about him, or he felt some type of competition with this other man that had MJ's heart at one point. That's the energy he was giving off. But this is MJ's child. What the F are you doing? So I'm gonna just be real. I'm so disappointed in MJ. I'm really hoping that he comes back and is like, oh yeah, this is all scripted. We were just joking. Gotcha. Even if it isn't, that's kind of the way he should go. Because what he did was so cringe. It was so disgusting. And I'm embarrassed. And if that's how he's dating, I feel like MJ probably isn't ready for a relationship yet because he still has some inner work to do. And that's not a shot at him. That's just an observation from a subscriber who actually has plenty of respect for him and how he carries himself and loves his message and his story times and all of that. So, seeing that, I was just like, okay, yeah, MJ's not ready. And I know he's had trauma. We all have. We've all gone through stuff. We've all had to learn in certain relationships and, learn through certain things. But sometimes it's like when you're faced with a situation that will test your knowledge in certain areas, you realize that you're not ready to move forward. And up until that point, you thought that you were. I feel like that video that he did with that man meeting Marco should have been, we should be getting a video coming soon that says, I realize I'm not in the place that I thought I was. I'm not as strong as I thought I was. And I have more work to do before I get out here in the dating pool. Because it's not the dating that's the issue. It's the person that you pick and the person that you're attaching yourself to. And I wouldn't care if he said he never saw that ever from that guy before. He carries a certain type of energy that we all know. We can all see his energy from a mile away. And you can only hide certain things for a certain amount of time, right? And that right there should be like a huge wake-up call of what not to do. That video was a perfect example of what not to do. Do not introduce your children to men who have this certain type of energy. If you find yourself in this situation, which is possible, to where once you do introduce a man to your children or your loved ones, if you see any bit of what he did, if when he walks up to you, or she, And when they walk up to you to meet you, and they're like all touchy-feely with you and have a complete disregard for your children, standing there, right there, that's a red flag. We're almost done. Like when you walk up, you don't even have to touch me. Hey, how you doing, babe? Good to see you. And you shut your mouth, and if they don't be quiet and allow you to introduce them to your family, that's a red flag. If your child comes off and maybe rolls their eyes or does something a little bit disrespectful, your child is still a child. That could easily be ignored because we don't reward, maladaptive behavior. So leave it alone. Just, ignore it. And that's all that man had to do. So once Marco was like, hey, what's up, little bro? That should have been a little thing to go off in his head to let him know, oh, he doesn't like me calling him little nephew. Obviously he doesn't. So let me stop calling him little nephew in a sense to try to son him when I don't even know him, and let me call him Marco, or let me call him nothing. Hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. Nice to meet you. What's up, man? What's up? Bro, you could have said anything, but stop calling him little bro because Marco took it offensively. And I'm gonna be real with you. If he would have came at him with a different approach, maybe 3 to 5 minutes into the meeting, if he'd have been like, yeah, little bro, listen, I do, this and that, and I do that for a living, and it was good to meet you, I don't think Marco would have took it offensively. But it was just, everything surrounding it made it come off as a hostile kind of like poking the bear type of comment, little bro. It was a sunning situation, a penis measuring contest, a pissing contest, and that should never be the case with a teenager and a grown man. Well, y'all comment down below and let me know what y'all think, and we will do this again next time, y'all.